The metal chairs scraped against the floor as Ronnie and Patrick exited the church, carrying with them the weight of their grief. Ronnie had been attending these support group meetings for longer than he cared to admit, finding solace not in the sharing of pain, but in the pursuit of justice. Patrick, a newcomer to the group, had just shared the heart-wrenching story of his daughter's untimely death at the hands of a drunk driver. As they stood by Ronnie's car, Patrick hesitant and Ronnie determined, the trunk popped open to reveal a shocking sight. A man bound and gagged, his eyes wide with fear. Patrick's heart raced as he tried to comprehend what he was seeing. "What's going on?" Patrick's voice quivered with a mixture of confusion and apprehension. "This," Ronnie said, his tone cold and resolute, "is justice." Ronnie proceeded to explain his plan to Patrick. The man in the trunk was none other than the drunk driver who had taken Patrick's daughter away from him. He had been stalking him for months, gathering evidence, tracking his movements, waiting for the right moment to enact his revenge. And now, with Patrick's anguish fresh in his mind, Ronnie saw an opportunity to offer him closure, to give him the justice that the legal system had failed to deliver. "But what are you going to do to him?" Patrick's voice trembled as he stared at the helpless man before him. Ronnie's expression hardened as he met Patrick's gaze. "What he deserves," he said simply. With a mixture of fear and determination, Patrick nodded his consent. He may have been hesitant at first, but the burning desire for vengeance swelled within him, drowning out any doubts or reservations he may have had. Together, they dragged the man out of the trunk and onto the cold pavement, their hands steady as they prepared to mete out their own brand of justice. The night was quiet, save for the muffled cries of the man begging for mercy, but Ronnie and Patrick were deaf to his pleas. For them, there was only the raw, unyielding desire for retribution, the need to make right the wrongs that had been inflicted upon them. And as they stood there, bathed in the dim glow of the streetlights, they knew that they would stop at nothing until they had exacted their revenge. In that moment, as they stared down at the man who had shattered their lives with his careless actions, Ronnie and Patrick found a twisted kind of solace, a sense of closure that could only come from taking matters into their own hands. And as they turned away from the scene, leaving the man to face the consequences of his actions, they knew that they had finally found the comfort they had been seeking all along, the comfort of revenge,